you can't have the opposite sex because
emotions have a way
Mm-hmm.
of stealing people's joy, especially when they're already in committed relationship.
at certain times and hours, you're not allowed to call me as a male friend.
So that's a form of red flags.
You already have your partner.
As a lady, is it possible to have multiple male friends and not have a female friend?
It's not wise if you don't tread carefully and reevaluate and then rearrange. He knows everything about you into two. Your bestie should always be the person you're marrying.
Welcome to Bear and Becoming.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Today,
Okay.
we'll be asking series of questions,
Okay.
but concerning friends of opposite sex, which is, can you genuinely maintain a close friendship with someone of the opposite sex while being in a committed relationship without causing tension? So, Mrs. Gabriella Richard here, she's gonna, tell us what she thinks about this.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me again. So when I saw the question, I was already smiling.
Okay.
Because I believe in boundaries, and of course, when it comes to relationship with the opposite sex, it's a very tricky and sensitive type of relationship. So the first questions would be, you're already in a relationship that's established, right?
Yeah.
Now your best friend or proposed closest friend is now a male friend. Is the male friend your blood brother? If it's your brother, we can agree or understand. If it's your cousin, we can still try to. But when it's of different genders, family ties are not in the picture, it's not ideal, it's not wise, and it is not advisable, because we know that the way the Lord created man and woman, there was a plan in the picture, which is a woman being a helpmeet for a man.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's sort of a creation of compatibility and companionship. So if we say we want to go into friendship, there must be boundaries in place, because Proverbs chapter 21 verse 22 talks about how only God would weigh what is in our hearts. Everybody's motives are right in their eyes, but only God knows, because he sees our heart. So for example, sometimes you're a guy, you agree. So men would try to be your friend, but the end goal is they want to be in a relationship with you. And so they would rather just start friendship. First off, of course, to observe you if you align with their future plans and their values, right? And sometimes the truth is, innocently, even those with right motive would just want to be friends with a young lady, vibrant and all of that. The onus is on the lady to create healthy boundaries. Of course, the men should also create boundaries, right? But only you can protect yourself from whatever is coming your way. And now I would speak from the female perspective. For the longest of time, I created boundaries with male friendships. At certain times and hours, you're not allowed to call me as a male friend. Yes. And if you leave me messages, I would not have midnight conversation with a male friend, because I have female friends, and female friends are really wholesome, because you literally can discuss everything and anything.
Okay, sorry for cutting you there. I see a lot of ladies, they say, my friends are guys. I don't have female friends.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing going wrong, right? And then most of these ladies have a relationship they're already committed to. So this brings up the question, is it possible to have multiple male friends and not have a female friend as a lady?
I don't think it is wise. I have male friends, but on my cadre of friendship, my female friends are more. The people that know me way in depth are my female friends or my siblings, who also happen to be guys.
Okay.
I was raised with boys, and I've seen that even the most innocent relationship of male and female can land somewhere innocently.
Yeah.
And you would see that maybe the brother in court is not interested in the lady. They're just really friends. But the lady will start developing feelings and comparing that same brother with another guy, maybe the person she's
So
dating.
are you saying there's no possibility that two people of opposite sex can just be friends without having emotional
If there are
intimacy
boundaries, it is possible. Emphasis on boundaries. Boundaries. If there are no boundaries, it's not possible. At the end of the day, somebody will bear the brunt. Somebody will get burnt. Could be the guy, could be the girl. But is it possible to be friends with a male guy? There are healthy conversations you can have and it ends or stop there. But that you would have a relationship with a guy and he knows everything about you into two, it's too much. It's not wise. While we may have outliers, because the world has a way of having outliers where genuinely there are those kind of relationships, it's not much.
Okay.
It's not much. And whoever you are going to end up marrying or dating can find that relationship as a threat. So at the end of the day, even the outlier, innocent, good ones would still have to change. Because, for example, when you plan to marry, I have this theory, which is when Jesus was here on earth, Scripture talks about how he had 500 disciples, 70, then there were 12, then there were 3, then there were 1. Now, when I liken it to my own personal life, if I'm going to have male friends, they should be more in the 500. In the 70, it's understandable. In the 12, they shouldn't be in the first 3. So the 3 would be my female friends, and the 1 should be your husband or your wife. It should be your spouse. Your bestie should always be the person you're marrying. You can have a male friend, but I don't think the bestie should be your bestie if you're getting married.
Hope you're hearing what she's saying, right?
I do not think it is wise.
Should be your partner.
It should be your partner. If you can't have
somebody else.
if you can't have all conversations with the person you're going to be married to, they were naked was what scripture says, and at first they were not ashamed. That's Adam and Eve. So you should be able to tell your husband or your future partner everything. But carrying a male friend, it's not wise.
Wow.
It's not wise.
So what do you have to say to people, not just ladies, all right? Sorry, we are not focusing on the ladies alone having male friends, right?
Yeah.
Even guys that are in committed relationships with, female friends, calling their female friends their besties instead of their spouse, their wife, So do you think that could be a form of red flags to their partner?
Yeah, it is. By partner, do you mean someone already married or prospective relationships?
Or join.
Okay. Okay. It is a red flag because I will still emphasis. For me, my best friend is my husband now, right?
Okay.
Because he's your partner. He should be the person you say everything with. I still have and maintain my wholesome female friendship and it's still going well. But you can't have the opposite sex because how much you love your partner shows in how you also protect the relationship.
Yeah.
Things that are like for outer courts should be in outer courts. Things that are for holies of holies, which is yourself and your partner, should remain there. So
like
don't
the
take.
mentioned.
Yes. So the one should always be your spouse. The 3, even if you have a male friend there, it should be your brother. Okay. But all those people that end up having, and it's not like I'm sent the conversation, I'm taking it on the route of focusing on the female. I'm a lady and I've put those things in place, but I've had of multiple stories that ended up going south in the name of friendship.
Yeah.
And oftentimes somebody gets burnt. Somebody would suffer the pain of, I liked this person. And see, the heart of man is even deceptive to man sometimes. Yeah. So only God knows what is in your heart. And even if you say, oh, no, you don't know. Something can happen. You might just look at the person and start liking his smile. And then You use the person as a benchmark for everybody that asks you out. It's not as tall as him. It's not as funny as him. It's not as this as him.
You know, when I was in school, I heard some people say you cannot have friends of the opposite sex without anything happening. Yeah, but these days, what I'm hearing is different, right? So, how do you think we should set healthy boundaries, right? You already talked about some boundaries already, right? So I just wanted to hammer on it. How do we set healthy boundaries for those already in this situation, having friends of the opposite sex as their best friend instead of their partner?
The truth is, it's very easy for both opposite genders to be friends and like each other. That's how we are wired to. So my boundaries, things that I have done that have worked for me, even in school days, was at certain time of the day, you can't call me. And I won't see you every day. Yeah, if we are just male friends. If it's maybe church that brought us together, it stays in church. If we're going to have friendship outside the church, it's going to be like in groups. Maybe a couple of us. I have a couple of friends that maybe there's like a program or like a conference that will benefit us. I would not go with just this person. We would all go together, and we would even create a boundary where everybody knows that we're just friends. And certain information about me and vulnerability, this person will never see that side.
Very wise.
So they would not see that side, they would not know that side, they would not hear of that side. It might just be basic, like, oh, your colleague, your friend in the office that you both motivate yourself to be hardworking, and it stays there. You can't be having conversations that over the phone is extending to 30, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I do not think it is wise.
You know, one of my uncles used to say, avoid the late night calls.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Once it's 9 p.m., avoid those calls. In fact, 9 p.m. is even too late.
I was doing 7 p.m.
Yes, avoid the late night calls.
Yes.
Because at that time, there's something about that late night call sometimes that you end up saying things you're not supposed to say because you spend so much time with this person. And then you end up like, after the whole call, you now be like,
you catch feelings.
What's happening? Why did I say this? Oh, no, it's kind of thing. Before you know it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I agree.
And,
catching feelings is very, 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 very possible.
Yeah.
Especially when it is somebody that has some of the perks that you would naturally like. Of course, there are some people that they would friend zone a brother that is not their pecs. Let's say ladies that like fair guys, maybe they are friends with dark guys now. Now that aspect, the guy might still end up getting burnt. It might be that the lady has already created that wall and shield. Yes. But the guy might have started that friendship on the basis of he wants something.
Yeah.
And because he wants something, if he doesn't get it, at the end of the day, he's still going to push for it, or he would suffer the pain. There was a time in school that there was a guy that was friends with one of our friends, and it was so obvious that it was not friendship he was after. The things he would give her, the attention he would give her. And of course, she was not my direct friend. But then people were like, this guy likes her, and everything was like, no, he doesn't like, she doesn't like him. That if he thinks they are dating, that's on him, not on her. And that's on him, yes, not on her. And eventually, when the guy woke up from whatever feelings he caught, the next time we resumed school, he just stopped giving her attention. And they stopped talking throughout the end of school. So apparently, during the holiday, he had reached out to her and really wanted things to go, and she had said no. So he was upset. Stopped all the whole, he would buy her snacks, he would bring her so many things. He ended up dating someone else, and that person was one hour enjoying all those. So he doesn't even talk to her. In fact, it's so bad that the person he started dating does not even talk to the girl in the class. Because there's no way. I don't, the outliers are quite slim.
And this thing is normal. Yeah. It is normal. It's not like it's just the guy. I think I've heard issues like this happen over and over. So I'm going to ask one more question, right? How do you maintain respect for your partner and your rights to maintain old friendship?
It starts even before you marry the said partner. While you are both courting each other, you must let whoever you want to spend the rest of your life with know that you honor the friendships that you already have, and you cherish them, and you must be transparent with the friendships, right? So when that partner comes and see the way you've put value on those friendships, they would value your friends, they would honor your friends, they will love your friends because they love you. But it starts with you. It's the way you communicate your friendship. All of my friends that my husband has met, that he knows, I have communicated how much I love them in words and actions. And then when we both met our friends, vice versa, we understood the value, and we have a healthy boundary, in the sense that the way the heart is, the love for a spouse stands tall, and then the love for friendships are on where they are. So you can't compare your friendship, your husband's friendship, with your marriage. First off, don't do comparison, right? If you're uncomfortable with anybody, have that conversation and find a healthy balance. However, you cannot say because you got married, you should discard friendships. Before husband or wife, there was friendship. And they helped you navigate your seasons. So you need them. In fact, there are certain conversations that your husband would need to hear you have with your friends, or your wife would need to hear you have with your friends, that would help them see you more and understand you better and find ways to even love and cherish you better. So boundaries, but transparency, communicate them, and it's only natural. Like, for example, friends that are really good know that when you've started a relationship, there are certain time that you cannot allocate with them at the beginning. Because that attention is now going to be centered around this said spouse for a period of time. Then eventually balance comes in. So when that balance comes in, everybody has to give everybody grace. You can't say, Shebi, you've abandoned me. You too, you can't abandon your loved ones in the name of. So create boundaries, create balance, be transparent, communicate all of your friendships with your spouse. Even communicate your relationship with your spouse, with your friends early on. So everybody will start adjusting. That's just what happens. Everybody will start adjusting to your new season, that, oh, we can't call her this and just like randoms and say,
like before.
Yeah, I remember recently I was like, God, normally some weekend I'll just pack my bags and I'll go to my friend's house. But it's not possible now, not even at the early season, right? It's not something you just jump and do. And my friend and myself, we stay sometimes long hour calls. If I'm going to have my long hour calls, it's going to be like a long hour call that does not affect any other thing. And if he's going to have his own long hour calls with his own friends, it's going to be a time that does not affect any other thing. Of course, in marriage, you must also give each other spaces. Yes, there must be life outside the marriage.
All right. So last question now,
Okay.
For those already in a relationship or having friendship with the opposite gender, and they're already married, right? For married people now, imagine you're married and you're having friends with the opposite sex. What do you have to say to them? What do you think would be the end result of the marriage if they don't stop the relationship or the friendship with those friends of opposite
Those
sex?
they are besties.
And especially when their partner keeps complaining about it.
One thing would give in. One thing has to go. Either the person's marriage or the person's friendship, one thing has to go. And the respect and love and honor you have for your marriage would show in how you communicate in your friendships with the opposite sex. It's just the truth, because you already have your partner, which happens to be the opposite sex. Now, I'm not talking about just the women, even the male. It is how you value your relationship, your marriage, that you will transcend into your friendships. And when it is communicated, everybody will know their place. So, for example, having a female friend for a man when you are already married is not wise, is not healthy. Because comparison would thief something from you both in that marriage. But when there's nothing to compare, you're just building up both of yourselves You just navigate that season. So my answer is, if you don't tread carefully and reevaluate and then rearrange who comes first and make it loud and clear and communicate it, it could have a ripple effect at the end. It could crash something. Either the thing gets escalated to the point where people are canceling you guys, and then they say stop talking to the friend, block the friend. When it gets there, people might have already gotten burnt. So wisdom is for you to start now. Evaluate friendships that need to go, or they need to come down on the spectrum, and it needs to be loud and clear that it's now below, not as high as.
Wow. This is really insightful, right? So hope you heard everything she said. I think in summary, it is better to put your partner first.
Yeah.
As long as you're in a committed relationship.
Yes.
Whether you're married or you're about to get married, put your partner
First.
before any other person. And I can tell you freely that it's not really wise to keep friends of the opposite sex.
Too close.
Not too close. Not because they are bad people, but because emotions have a way of stealing people's joy, especially when they're already in committed relationship.
Yeah.
So be wise.
Be wise.
Yeah, be wise, alright? Be wise and keep boundaries, alright?
Healthy.
So, thank you for joining us today. Like, subscribe, share for more videos like this. And we hope to see you again. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.